Hello friends, I'm here at Fillmore Glen State Park in Moravia, New York, working with the Finger Lakes Trail crew to reroute the trail and install some bridges. This project has taken several months of surveying, clearing, rerouting trails, as well as building some structures like the bridges and some stairs. All of the work helps preserve the surrounding woods, makes the park more accessible for everybody, and so let me take you through the process. Once the project planning was complete, my crew member and I head into the woods to resurvey the route for the new trail. As we move through the terrain, we navigate around obstacles like wet, rocky, and steep areas. And right now I'm using the Avenza map app and GPS to guide us, making sure we stay on the track with the plan, as you see on the left side of the screen there. As we go, we flag these trees with a new trail. Then we go through the trail and we start cleaning it up by removing any fallen branches, dead trees, rocks, and other obstacles that might be in the way. Alright, now on some of the older sections that are already established, like the one you see here, we're going through and resurfacing them by removing any organic material and widening the trail just a bit if it's needed. If we find sections that are too wet or challenging, we may reroute them or close off the older paths. As you can see here, the trail crew is using specific tools for trail work. These include McLeods, Cuttermatics, adze hoes, and of course shovels. Here we come to one of the two creek crossings on this trail. This crossing can be a challenge for hikers, and it's also a sensitive area for the creek habitat. So we start by surveying the area, laying out the corners for the footings. This next step is probably the messiest and most time-consuming part of this process, digging out the area for the bridge footers. Making sure this area dug for the footers is level is most critical, because any small error can add up as we build higher, and by the time we add the stringers, the whole bridge could be off level. Alright, once we find level ground, we place the gravel beneath and set our first 2-footer pieces, checking for level and plumb as we go. The footers are roughly 6 inches deep, and the foundation that lays on top of that varies between 24 to 30 inches, depending how deep the sides of the creek bank are. Alright, once we have our footers installed, we begin prefabricating our foundations. We start off by laying out our 6x6 pressure-treated posts on the ground, building up the structure, and then scribing our dimensions for where our joints will be. And you can see here, we have our tools laid out, circular saw on the right side with the generator, our tape measure, speed square, chisels, dead blows, wood mallet, and a handsaw. Right now, I'm just going over where my joints are going to overlap. Once our dimensions are scribed, I can go ahead and cut out the joints with a circular saw. Alright, as you can see here, I begin by using my circular saw. I set it to about halfway down the posts, and I'll be cutting out the sides of the joint first, and then adding a couple more curves to make it a lot easier to remove that material with the chisels. Once the majority of the wood is removed, I come back through and I clean up the joint with a wood chisel. There we go, and there's one of the joints cleaned up. ready for test fitting before installation. Alright, now that we have our bases prefabricated, we're ready to install them on top of our footers. We begin by interlocking the pieces together with the timber locks and then reinforcing them with rebar for added strength and stability. Now you can see the progression of our foundations as we build higher and higher. Eventually, both sides will be level to one another, and we can begin installing our stringers. It takes a couple people to bring these stringers over since they're pretty heavy. They're made up of 3 2x12 pieces each, interlocked with timber locks again. Once the foundation and the stringers are in place, we can interlock them all together using these diagonal braces and then some blocking between the stringers. Once everything is in place, we make sure everything is again level, and if not, we'll go through and we'll plane down any high spots before installing the decking. Last few steps of this build are adding the riprap around the banks, installing the decking, and creating a smooth transition from end to end. Alright, that wraps up our trail and bridge project for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I had building it. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.